Hello, we are live. This week we're doing card club tutorials. This is the traditional label stamp set by Stampin' Up. I'm going to show you what suite it comes from. We're going to create this vertical style card, but I wanted to show you the same one in horizontal style. All right, stick around at the end. I'll show you other things you can make with this traditional label stamp set. And we are featuring this in an upcoming Brother Scan and Cut retreat as well. My name's Kimberly Smith. I'm the Papered Chef, a U.S. Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And each month, I host card club tutorials. My card club members get a really cute kit each month, carefully curated by me. This is one of the papers you received in your kit, traditional or Traditions of Christmas specialty paper. In your kit, you also received some Memories and More cards and some other designer series paper called Christmas Tags and More. So you have 3 things to work with, and you have way more than enough supplies to make your 8 cards. So I thought we would start with this card here, which is a Secret C. I was about to say Season C. Secret C card. I love that color. This is the designer series paper. I have this in a larger version, so you can see there's an A and B size. In your kits, you always get the 6x6 version of the paper. So one side, this is specialty designer series paper, the Traditions of Christmas. It's foiled with gold. Can't beat that. And I'm thinking it's my favorite paper this year. I liked it. Last year was the paper with, or it was a couple years ago. There was a season of green and gold, and it had some foiling as well. But I love this paper. I think it's just the prettiest one. That's why I am featuring a bit of this. You'll get a sampling of this in your Brother Scan and Cut retreat kit as well. Registration for these things are open. I didn't put the links in the description of this video. I just went live without, I forgot to write my description of the video, but I will give you a QR code maybe in a little bit. All right, so that is the paper. Very pretty. This is the catalog. And then in the catalog, if you go to page, and if you want to request one of these, let's see if I have the QR code for that. Yes, I do. Okay, it's going to come snail mail. I do pay for the catalogs and for the shipping, so it will come from me snail mail. It might take a week or 2 to get to you, but this catalog goes on until January. So this is the suite. It's just beautiful. I especially love the embellishments too. And then there's the dies. Now we don't need the dies for this, and we don't need the dies for the retreat, because in your kit you're going to get everything you need. Oh, that's not them. You only need, for this particular card club, I will cut out any die cut shapes you need. And same with the Brother Scan and Cut retreat. But there is an embossing folder. I didn't get that. And I didn't get this Christmas greenery. All I purchased out of this it's like a mega suite, traditional label stamp set, because I thought it's really versatile. Then this one, the dies. I got the ribbon and the embellishments. And of course, loads and loads of this paper. It's featured many times in the catalog, not just through the technique pages, but there's also a scrapbooking kit that goes with it. And Stampin' Up! Is going to be hosting courses, I think in October as well, like some online courses you can take that you could sign up through with my website. So if you invest in this suite, then you're going to get a lot out of it. There's going to be a lot of, just like this one, like in this suite here, it's a different suite, but I'm using it for my October, the Jolly Delivery bundle is going to be used for the October/November workshop. I use it for my bingo. The traditional labels is used for card club, the stamp set, and for my retreat. So when I go into things, I get in really, I delve really deeply into things. I want to show you a page up here where, I think that's where they showed. Here it is. Keeping Tradition Scrapbooking Kit. So all this is available on my website. All right, so there's where you order, and that's where you order the catalog, and that's where you order the actual supplies. All right, so all we need to do for this paper, this one is, I didn't give anyone this one yet. This is just an extra one I'm going to keep together in a package. So I will just use my scraps here. And we're going to take this piece And we're going to be using a Secret C background. So we want the cherry cobbler part with the dots on it. This piece here. We're going to go ahead and cut the background. So put it on your trimmer and cut it 5 1/4 by 4. The way that you always cut your backgrounds, right? 5 1/4 by 4. I mean, that's what I usually use as the 1/4 inch background. I'm going to go like that. So 5 1/4 by 4. We'll write this down. Oh, before we cut the 5 1/4 piece, let's get the next piece. And we'll get back to that because I like to cut them all together for the lengthwise. So now what we need next is the piece that has the little diagonal lines like that. Okay, so this one's going to be 3 inches wide. And it's also going to be the 5 1/4. So we're going to go ahead and cut the 3-inch part. All right, so you have this kind of thing going on. And what's nice about this, I wanted to feature both the Secret C and not just the background of the card, but on this little line, kind of tying in that color. Just like this ties into that. Next, we're going to take the piece with the beautiful flowers, the small beautiful flowers. And either piece would work, but we'll be using the other pieces for other things. In fact, we're mainly using this paper this month. So just, use the paper I'm using so that way you can get the most out of your little stack. Now, you do have 12 sheets of 6 by 6, so you can get a lot out of that. So I think it's this piece here. No, it's not. It's the one with the flowers. We'll find it. Okay, it's this piece. So the piece you want has this piece. It's the one with, oh, it's the back of that one. Duh. Okay, so it's the back of that one. So you're going to go 2 3/4 inches. I was really trying to economize, right? So there we go, 2 3/4 inches. So now what we have is this little sliver of Secret C that's going to be popping out the sides of your layers. Okay, so now we're going to make 2 cards now. We like to be efficient. And I'm going to go ahead and cut them together. But when I cut them together, I'm not going to hear them yet. I just want to cut them together, meaning we want them to be 5 1/4. So go ahead and cut them all together like this. Use the ledges to get everything to line up nicely so that everything is the exact height. Because even if you think you're just using a trimmer with the lines on it, sometimes you don't get the exact height. Okay, so that's perfect. And we're going to do another one. I flip them around. I like to always use the edges of the paper that Stampin' Up! Has already cut for me because it's always straighter than my trimmer. Okay, we're going to go in there, flip that around. We're going to go, or you can actually, for this piece, I want to make sure I get more of that flower. I like that flower and that pattern, so I'm going to kind of push that against the edge. So you do want to kind of be careful which pattern, where you're cutting out the pattern. Okay, this does go in both directions, so you should be okay. All right, 5 1/4. And then we always save our scraps. My little scrap bag. Just use the bag I gave you as your scrap bag. And we're done. And hopefully you got the QR code to get the catalog. And like I'll try to put this in the description of the video later. Now we're going to take these pieces, adhere them together. You can use glue, tear and tape, Seal Plus adhesive. If I have such a tiny margin, I sometimes use glue, but just because it's more forgiving. And you can slide it around easier, like if it doesn't line up exactly. It's funny, I was looking all over for the paper and it was the other side of this paper. Okay, see how like there's a little bit more showing there, but I can slide it easy. This glue does dry quickly, but you can slide it right before it dries. Okay, so that's good. And now we got that lined up, and then we can put this side on. I know it's like, why don't we use this side? Right? We are using it, but it's so pretty. Sometimes when I want to line up something, I just take my trimmer and use the edge because there's a nice ledge. That rhymes. Okay, now everything lines up perfectly when you make cards like this because we cut all the layers together. So if if you ever find yourself making cards and you have pieces sticking out the ends and you're like, flip it over and you got pieces sticking out the ends and you're like, but I used the trimmer, why isn't it the exact size? Well, if you cut all your layers together, they will be the exact size. Okay, we're gonna make 2 cards to be more efficient, right? So we're gonna make 2 at the same time. What I really need is my cousin's birthday card, but I sent her a package and didn't send a card, and her birthday's tomorrow. That's what I really should be making right now is a birthday card. But, c'est la vie, we're making a Christmas card. I probably have 50 birthday cards already made, so I'm going to have to get one out of my stash. All right, so there you go. Like so. And then some glue. Some good coverage there. So cherry cobbler and secret C. What a great combination. Now, even though this paper goes in all the different directions, I'm just looking at this paper, I can tell that this is going to make a better vertical card. And this one's going to make a better horizontal card. I even though I cut it from the same piece, and it was going sort of like vertically when I cut it, it just seems like this one just lends itself better for the way that the flowers are facing. So keep that on there, and we're going to put a little piece of ribbon around it, each one. So this is what I did here. And your ribbon was in your kit. I think I ran out of the mossy one. Let's see. Mossy Meadow. So we're just going to use I'll just use some gold ribbon. So basically you want to put ribbon, if you're going to put ribbon around the back like so. And this was the Mossy Meadow and gold ribbon, part of the Partridge in a Pear Tree, I call it. But it wasn't Partridge in a Pear Tree. It's called something else. It's called Pear, I forget now. I forgot the name of it, but we have this pear suite, and I ordered some ribbon, and I didn't get enough, and then I did use it for my card club. But anyway, you have that ribbon, so use your Mossy Meadow ribbon. Just putting a little piece of tear and tape on there, and I'm going to use some gold ribbon, like so. Okay, so really pretty. We'll cut that down a little. And then it's going to flip around the edges on the back. All right, now for this one, because it's a horizontal card, I'm going to do the same thing, but you're just going to use a bigger piece of ribbon. All right, the ribbon I'm using, satin edge ribbon is what I'm using. It just happened to be laying here. Gold satin edge ribbon. And sometimes I get rid of my retired ribbon, like for a great steal. So if you've been to one of my Whatnot auctions, you can know what I'm talking about. Sometimes we have like some starting bids at like as low as, $2 or $3 for some Stampin' Up! Ribbon. So if you missed it, if you wanted to check out my auctions, they are on Fridays at 3. I do have a bingo this Friday night, so I may either cut it short, do a late night show instead, or start earlier. I'm not sure how I'm going to work it because I usually go for 3 hours. And this time I can't really go for 3 hours because I have a bingo to get ready for. And when I do an auction, it just makes a humongous mess all over my craft room. And then it takes me a couple days to mail everything. But I'm having fun getting rid of my old stash. But some things I just love so much from my stash that I don't get rid of them. But some things I just like. I partied with the other day for $20, the snowy, or maybe it was 22 bid or some $24. Some very, very inexpensive, the Snowy Wonder, I think it was called. And it was a really cool bundle. So what I did is I put some rolling adhesive on there. And I put adhesive across there to keep the ribbon from flipping up. All right, now let's get the card bases. I should have made sure I had the card bases first. This is a Secret C vertical one. And let's see. Okay, I do have it. I do have a Secret C horizontal card. Now, in your card club, just think for a second. I think I gave you the vertical cards. I gave you this one But know that I'm using the exact same measurements, right? So you can use, if you like this card, like this, and you wanted to make it horizontal, you can turn it and open it this way. That's no problem. But if you like this kind of card, you do have the cherry cobbler, and you could open it this way like I like to do, but you can also turn it and open it this way. So, I mean, either card can be done either way. So I'm going to say that that would be the top. That looks better on the top. So I have my ribbon tucked around the back with adhesive over where it's at. Not that it's ever coming undone, but I find that putting ribbon on this way makes it so much more professional looking, because you never have to worry about ribbon fraying unless you want it to fray. Sometimes I teach you to fray the ribbon on purpose and use it behind your embellishment. In that case, we would cut the ribbon short and fray the edges. But when you want the ribbon to be an actual layer, this is an actual layer for your design, then you tuck it around the back. Man, my Seal Plus is work. I shouldn't say that. Knock on wood, knock on plastic, or this is glass, because that's working really well today. Sometimes it doesn't cooperate in a live stream. All right, that one looks better that way because most of these are facing that way. But some are facing upside down, but it doesn't matter because I like the way, let's see. Because I am going to cover the middle part. So I'm going to make that the top because those are facing up. And this one doesn't matter. And this one's going to probably be covered partially. So I think that would be better to put that on top like that. If that's the bottom. Okay, double check the way it goes. All right. All right, so we already have beautiful cards. And now we just need to put our sentiments on them. And for this, I'm using Season's Greetings. And we're going to use the labels die that I sent you in your kit. So we're going to get our dies out. And if you're going to ink up the edges, which I use Pool Party for, you want to ink them up before you stamp the Season's Greetings in Secret C. So this is our Season's Greetings. And I'm going to get another one in case I need to stamp it some extra. And then we're going to take, you could also use a soft seafoam would work. That's this color we sometimes are going to use to ink up stuff like, but this one right now is Pool Party. I'm using Pool Party because it is one of the coordinating colors. Now, you don't see any Pool Party in here, except for maybe in the embellishments, of which one of my embellishments either fell off or I forgot to put a third one. We're going to put a third embellishment on there. That's how you could tie in your Pool Party, just kind of putting a little embellishment on there. But you can also just use like soft seafoam or maybe petal pink or something. All right, so my blending brush. We're going to take this Pool Party. We're going to open it up. And you're going to take, let's get rid of all this stuff here. We're going to put this here, put that over there. And I like to just use a stamping block to dip into like so. Okay, when I'm going to be inking up with the blending brush. So you're going to get some on your stamping block. Now you're going to find something to blend it with. Okay, that's one of my greens. I can only see the edges of these. Oh, that's another green. That might be my old olive in my, there we go. So I keep them, even though you can just wash them off and use them again for any color, I tend to use the one for the blues. And then I have like this one for my old olive I'm using right now. This one for my soft seafoam. That way I don't have to wash them off. All right, so you could take it and just tap a little blob off onto your glass mat. And then I'm going to just show you different ways to ink it up. So you could do this, like the top part. Okay, that'll work. And then see how this just adds dimension to your die? Pretty cool. And then we'll do it again. We'll do it again on the sides. Tap, tap, tap. I'm just getting in the edges there. I hardly ever re-ink my stamp pads. Probably should more often. I have the re-inkers. I just hardly, I forget. Every time I need to re-ink it, I forget that I have to re-ink it. Okay, and then you can add it to the edges, like so. And sometimes it's hard to see on the glass mat because there's not a lot of contrast. So what you want to do is just check it by putting it on a contrasting surface. Okay, that looks good. All right, now we'll do it. I'm just going to do one more for good measure because in case my stamps don't come out. My stamped images. Then I have. All right, that one's a little bit darker. Double check. It looks good. Done with the pool party. Now, I've been using, for all this month's card club, Secret C. It doesn't matter if it's not even a cord. It doesn't matter which paper I use, which of the 3 papers I use. I'm still using it because it's my replacement for black. It's so much easier to use than the black ink. It comes out so much nicer. It's like you don't have to fight with it. It's smooth. It's not too juicy. I get perfect, I say that now. I get perfect stamps every time. But now that I said it, we'll see what happens. So traditional labels, we're going to open that up and use the photopolymer that says Season's Greetings. And look at this. Even though I used a bunch of these, they didn't even stain either. Like the red colors tend to stain. So I'm going to put it flat side up. Okay, and it's kind of foggy because I had the pool party on there. So I'm gonna wipe the top of the stamping block with my baby wipe just because it is kind of foggy. I want you to be able to see through that. Now we need a sticky note. Okay, take it, tap, tap, tap into your stamp pad and stick it on the sticky note to make sure it works good before you stick it onto your nice thing that you spent all this time, inking up. Okay, we're going to stamp it onto our label. And then, of course, you might want the bottom sometimes to be, oh, that came out good. Oh, love it. I'm going to flip one around just to see how that looks. Oh, nice. Okay. Do you like it on the edges or the bottom, or you like it? Which do you prefer? I'm going to put it on the bottom now. Okay. I guess it depends on where it falls on your card, where you might like it better. Look at that. No staining. I love Secret C for so many reasons, but definitely because it's just not as stark as black. It's a coordinating color. It has like that. It's better than navy blue because when you use navy blue as black, as a replacement for black, it doesn't give you that pop. It's not as dark. So this is actually, it's nice because it's blue, so you got a nice color. But it's so dark that it's as good as using black. I just cleaned that right off, see? I don't even have to, usually I have to go wash everything because I got, staining and everything. And now we need some dimensionals. I'll write these measurements down for you, don't worry, it's not, and the colors, I'll write the colors down too. Are they the big ones? Put on my glasses. Yes, they are. All right, I'm going to say hi to you guys. I see, oops, Elaine came in. Elaine, nice to see you again. Thank you for reminding everybody to like and share this video. I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on each card. Okay, I'm going to put this one on. I'm going to use the bottom one. The one where it's inked up on the bottom. And then for this one, I'm going to use where it's inked up on the sides for that card. And then we'll save this and use it for something else. All right, let me go back to the beginning and see who got here first. Hello, Kim from New York. Nice to see you. Another fellow Kim. We got Hello Cards by Chris, whose package went all over the universe before. I'm glad you got it. You still got your early bird bonus, but you just didn't get your package early. I can't believe we're in the same place and it went like all over the country to get to you. Okay, there's a little bit of dimensionals. Now probably because there's ribbon right there where these dimensionals are going to go, I'm just going to go and add one up there too because so you don't want to stick dimensionals to ribbon or it kind of comes off. So, oh, there's that one I was missing earlier. Remember I told you I thought I put 3 on there? We're going to put that on there. Now we're going to put some of these little sequins on here. I love these. These are in your kit. Okay, your kit, like you had this, here you go. You had, they're called traditional sparkling sequins. And also this month you received adhesive back peppermints. And then you also receive these 3 kinds of ribbon that you can use for your cards. All right, so let's keep putting these in there. Sometimes it's good to use a take your pick tool. I just use my fingers usually, but hey, let's do what we're supposed to do sometimes, right? Just for the video. Ha ha ha. Do as I say, not as I do is the saying, right? All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of bling on these. I love that these are flat. They don't poke through the envelopes. It's really nice. I'm just putting them out on this part. I mean, you could put them on this part. But there's already so much going on that part. You already got all the foiling. So that's why I'm putting them on this part of the card. So there's your little bling, your touches, finishing touches. Okay, we did one in that color. So I'm doing one now in gold. I'm going to put one up here in the middle. And I'm going to get a small one, a little green one. Just mixing it up and put it along the edge there. Okay, so the exact same card, done 2 different ways. I mean, same exact measurements. It's up to you how you want to do yours. You got your design. All right, there we go. Yes, Secret C is like a softer black. It's very nice. Hello, Lynn. How are you doing today? Hello, T. I mailed you a package today, T, from your auction. And Lynn, we missed you at the auction. I know, I think you did pop in. We sold so many of my mom's bags this weekend. Hello, Leslie. Hello, Christina. Nice to see you again. Thank you for being a YouTube channel member. Rosemary Lopez, you are a lucky lady. I sent you something too today. Hello, Melissa from Texas. How are you doing? Long time no see. Yep. So catching replay. Okay, Karen Fentress hasn't been here in a while. She's catching replays. I'm glad you're catching up. Thank you. Okay, Christina went on a quilting road trip. That sounds like fun. Let me go ahead and write these measurements as I'm talking to you. Okay, we said hi to Debbie. We said hi to Michelle. Hello, Michelle. Bruner. All right, we got everybody. Did you guys say which one you liked better? Do you guys like it better, like, you know, on this, just this part of it? Do you like it better inked on the edges or on the top or bottom? Like, which one do you like better? All right, let's find a piece of paper and just write down. Okay, let's take, since I don't want to write both measurements for both styles of card, but you guys can do the math here. So we're gonna say this is the Secret C card. And we're just going to do the measurements. When I talk about measurements, we're only going to take this card because this is the one that came in your kit, right? We're going to do it this way. We're just talking about the 11-inch card. So that way, if you want to make the other card, it's the exact same for the layers, but you're still going to have to, do the other card a little different. So it's 11-inch by 4 1/4, and you're going to score it at 5.5. So that's how to get the card base. This is a review. But we like to make our tutorials self-contained here on this channel. So layer 1, you're going to cut layer 1, 5 1/4 times 4 inches. Okay, layer 1 is 5 1/4 times 4 inches. Layer 2. Okay, hopefully it's to scale here. We're going to make it 5 1/4 times 3 inches. Okay, layer 2, once again, 5 1/4 by 3 inches. Okay, moving that up here. Layer 3. Layer 3 is going to be 5 1/4, again, times 2 3/4 inches. We need to move all these up like that. Okay, that's better. I'm going to move my bin over here. I still got other cards to show you. I'll also show you my bingo cards. What else can I show you? Oh, we can actually stick around. I can show you. I haven't opened my paper pumpkin kit yet. All right, so we'll show you 3 sneak peeks. All right, let's do, all right, 2 1/4. All right, once again, layer 3 is 5 1/4 times 2 3/4. All right. The name. I'm just trying to, here it is. I had to think of the name for a second. The name of the paper that we're using for all of these is called Traditions of Christmas The specialty designer series paper. Okay, traditions of Christmas. And if you invest in this suite, you're going to be able to use it for my Scan and Cut retreat, this month's card club, the card making workshop that Stampin' Up is offering, the scrapbooking kits that they offer, and much, much more. And just for basically, you can use it for all your Christmas needs because it has such great Christmas traditional colors. All right, Traditions of Christmas Specialty DSP. All right, there we go. So that is how to make this card. And it's also how to make this exact card, except for this card. It's the exact same design, but this card would just have a different card base. It's going the other way. Sometimes we call them hot dog, hamburger style. I call them vertical and horizontal style. All right, now we're going to add the ink at the bottom, just so you know what colors of ink we used. Oops, put that, the letter N better. Secret C, which we've talked about a lot. And Pool Party by Stampin' Up for inking up the edges. All right, when you do all that, you will end up with these cards. Here, let's put these for your screenshot. We're going to put these cards here. And then this one, I used the real red ribbon I sent you. For this one, I used the gold ribbon. This one I used, here, let's move this ink. For this one, I used the Mossy Meadow ribbon. But basically, you're just using some ribbon for that. That's all. Okay, so go ahead and you can take your screenshot. Hello, Caroline Babcock. How are you doing? Yeah, Lynn, my mom had a procedure done today, so she's pretty wiped out. And recovering, not sewing right now. So I have to keep on checking on her. All right. So those of you that just came in, like Caroline, we made these cards for using the seasonal or traditional labels. But we also are making other cards this week. So these two cards, we made this one, it's all the same. Putting that over here. And then from your card club kit. Right? Now, we're going to be making these cards. I kind of decided to stay away from, well, as much as possible, stay away from the other paper too much for the backgrounds. I'd like this paper the most, so I tried to use this for all the cards. So we're going to do Sending Love and Joy. This is all traditional labels. Again, and ribbon if you want to put ribbon on it. Okay, and then we're going to do these ones. This is also, believe it or not, this paper. See, I just tried to use the paper as much as I could, but I needed to make sure you guys had enough of it. So we're going to use this piece of the paper, see, for the background. And then you're going to take out the Memories and More cards I sent you. Let's see what the name of these are. Joy of the Season or something like that. Yeah. So you were sent some of these Memories and More cards. And you were sent these other cards. We're not going to... And you were... Oh, by the way, everybody in my card club, you're invited to the bingo this Friday night, too. And you were all given a complimentary bingo card if you're in my card club. So that's why the bingo kit. So this is called Joyful Days, Memories and More card pack. Christmas greetings, specialty cards, and envelopes. So I did send you some of these. Okay, so and a couple of the envelopes, but we're not using them for the club. That was just your bonus. I always send you bonus things each month. And an extra very vanilla note card. So that's a bonus. But you're going to take out these. And I thought we could use this as a card background for one. And then this paper, I used that as a card background for one. For this card here. And then I used the one of these, okay, as a card background. So you can make one with that. And then you can make one with that. Okay? So that's what we'll make with the Christmas Traditions Designer Series paper. We might even be able to make, these are so easy, we might be able to make all of these together this week, maybe in just 1 or 2 sessions. So this is what's going on. Now for this one, I'm using those extra Christmas tags and more. You were given some of that paper and some ephemera, a sheet of ephemera. So you could take the ephemera and decorate your cards with the ephemera. So you will get to use that. And you're also going to use your brushed silver and gold specialty paper. And you're going to get to use your gold piece I gave you. There's the gold piece. Oh, I forgot the gold piece. And I cut it too. Well, we'll try to incorporate, just like we incorporated the gold and silver here. I'll try to incorporate the gold piece in one of these. It would probably be better than this little ribbon here. Because the ribbon, it covered it up too much with the die cut. Anyway, those are our cards. And now bingo for Friday. This You all should have been invited. If you're coming to my bingo, whether through the card club or whether through you signed up for the bingo, you should have received a Google Calendar invite. And then the cards we're making are with the Jolly delivery for the Bingo Friday is this card here, where we're going to color the polar bear and the presents. And we're going to use this paper here, which is very nice chalk designs, right? It's called the Lights of Aurora Designer Series paper. So that's this card. And then this card here is going to use the, I just got a pack of it. Here, I just got another pack of it. It's pretty cool. It's called the North Pole Delivery Specialty Designer Series paper. Okay, so we're going to be doing, and then I even inked up the edges of it. So that's another Jolly delivery card. And then this one uses the paper I was telling you about. That same paper that you can get these little embellishments from, right? The Christmas tags and more, I used for this card. I just wasn't feeling like it was popping enough. So we need to add some ephemera to it. And I think I'm going to do that right now because those are kind of not popping enough for me. Maybe, you know what I mean? I need something. Here, I'm going to put that guy in there, I think. Just this little guy. And something else, maybe. A tree. I don't know. I need to put that on there because this is that paper just doesn't pop enough for me, but I love the little ephemera that comes with the paper. So those are our Jolly delivery cards. And then one thing, we're making a lot of these. I showed how to make these on my YouTube channel. These are the dies that come with the Jolly delivery bundle. And this is what we're featuring in October. So let me just tell you a couple more things. And then we shall do the paper pumpkin unboxing. I've already mentioned, order the catalog. Okay, that's that. And then there is a sign-up special. Do you guys know about this yet? Some people have been posting it. They said I'm allowed to share it. So I'm going to be putting this in with my thank you cards and stuff. Oh, my goodness. Never in my life, you guys, ever have I seen a sign-up special for $35. What? That is insane. And I hope I get 35 new team members. I really do. Because who doesn't want to spend $35 and you're going to get free shipping? And guess what? You're going to get, see that? It's kind of faded out. $125 worth of stuff. I know, it's crazy. It's the deal of a lifetime. So now, that's one thing you have in October. This is the whole month of October. But there's another way you can do it. If you don't want to pay $35, you can pay $99, which is the original price of a starter kit. That's what we normally have in our starter kit. But normally in our starter kit, you only get to pick out $125 worth of products for $99. I've never seen it go as low as $35. In fact, I don't think I've even seen it ever go lower than that. Well, the $99, the regular one, you get to pick out $189 worth of stuff. What? $90 worth of free product. $90 of free product. And free shipping on your starter kit. So these are the specials we have in October. So when I will send you this special, I'm going to put this in with the catalog. So you're reminded of it when you get the catalog from me. All right? And what else? I know, it's absolutely mind-boggling. And somewhere I have a scan and cut retreat little QR code as well, because I'm having that coming up. Let me grab. See if I can print it up. I'm printing it. Okay, so I will print that QR code as we unbox this. You get to see it. All right, there we go. It is called, this is this month's kit, Fall for 12. Fall for 12. I know I can't even believe it. You have to say that word that way. All right, we're going to open it up, and it has, oh, that's just a piece of the box. I'm like, what's that? Okay, we'll look at the stamp set in a minute. Cajun Craze Stampin' Spot. The stamp set's easier to see when you open up the kit, and you can see the instructions with it'll have a printout of the stamp set. All right, so we have thankful, wishing you the happiest of days, and thinking of you with the little fox. I think that's going to coordinate with our toile paper. That's what I'm guessing. So good for Thanksgiving cards and such. Oh, there's some ribbon even in the cards. So these are the instructions, and then you can usually see all the, oh, there's how they incorporate the ribbon. I didn't notice that at first. Okay, here's the stamp set. See, I always tell you it's easier to see this for the stamp set than it is to try to look at this piece of plastic. All of our paper pumpkin kits come with a unique stamp set for that month. So we have wishing you happiest of days, thankful, warm wishes, thinking of you. Yeah, I really like the pumpkin stick for coloring. So that's pretty cool. I know, $35, right? Is this a delayed reaction? Insightful fun? Please join my team. If somebody doesn't want to join my team for $35, I'm going to cry that you don't want to spend $35. I'm going to cry and say you can't be serious and saying that's not a good deal. There's no way that's not an incredible deal. Yes, you get to pick out $125 worth of stuff for $35. That's not a typo. And you get free shipping, which is usually 11%. And you get a case of catalogs. A big catalogs, which I have to pay for. You don't have to pay for. And you get a case of the holiday catalogs you don't have to pay for. You get your whole folder, a pen. I mean, it's incredible. Anyway, the instructions are in here, which I usually don't read. I just kind of go straight to doing my own thing. Sometimes lately I haven't even been getting to all my kits, and sometimes you'll see them in my future auctions. But you know what? I still get excited just to see my kits. Because kits are fun. You know what I mean? I love seeing the kits. Okay, you get some mini dimensionals and glue dots, some ribbons, beautiful envelopes. Okay, fall envelopes, more fall envelopes. So you're gonna make 9 because there's Cajun Craze, and it'll have the coordinating colors. That's Cajun Craze. Looks like pumpkin pie, and it should be on the instructions. The back here. Cajun Craze, crumb cake, darling duckling, early espresso, pecan pie, timid tiger. That's what it was. This is not pumpkin pie. It's timid tiger. That's one. It's our lighter orange. Metallic chocolate bronze. Ooh. Okay, that's really nice. These are, like, I don't know. I'm looking at these and saying, maybe I'd cut these apart and use them as layers for something else. I immediately see a kit like this and want to cut it all apart and do something different with it. Oh, these are nice. You don't have to color them. They're already looks like you colored them. Okay, some more pieces. What I mean is by cutting them apart is, I feel like if you made it into a card, that's fine. But you could also have 2 different card bases if you just, or you know what? These would make nice little tea holders. Tea bag holders because they're already cardstock. Ooh, those are the bronze metallic things they're talking about. Yes, is this scan and cut? All my scan and cut retreats are different, Lynn. So you should come to this one because it's all different projects. And I'm going to get the QR code. I just printed it out. Every time I have a retreat, it's different projects. And I make projects just for my retreat. This one's vinyl projects. You're getting a whole big vinyl sample like you didn't get last time. Last time I didn't do a retreat kit. This retreat kit is epic. My mom was sewing, and she hasn't been sewing in a while. You're getting a snowman bag with this retreat kit. So the scan and cut retreat is $39 if you just want to come and watch it on Zoom, and you'll get access to all the recordings on a secret playlist here on YouTube. However, if you get the $99 kit, you're also getting the Zoom included, and you're getting a whole box of goodies, including my mom's snowman bag, the vinyl samples, and cardstock samples, and Designer Series paper samples, and specialty paper samples. Oh, this one's just kind of a plain card, so it's pretty cool, pretty good deal. All right, hi Laura Ann, nice to see you. I'm just unboxing my paper pumpkin kit. This is very nice, like that, and then this pages are really nice. So it says thankful. Yeah, I mean you can use any stamp set with that. It's pretty nice. So that is something that you might want to be aware of. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you're allowed to get the add-ons for this. I didn't get this yet. This is the add-on, meaning it'll work for a few months. It'll have, like, here's an acorn and a leaf and a hello. So this is like the add-on dies that you can buy. They're usually, I think, I don't know, 10, 12 bucks or something. And then also Paper Pumpkin, you can get it by the year or by the few months. You can get subscribing, then you get it discount or you could just be surprised each month. All right, so that is all for now. I have other things to show you this month. We'll try to do one more Halloween tutorial. But for now, this is what if you just came in, this is what we did today. Laura Ann, we made these cards. Whoops. We made these cards using this stamp set. Okay, so if you want to get this stamp set, it's a very good investment because we're using it for not only the Scan and Cut Retreat, for the paper crafting products, but we're using it for the card club in the month of September. Okay, and then the Jolly Delivery. We're using this for our bingo, and we're using this for our workshop next month. And then next month's card club, I don't have the stamp set, but we're using the cute little guys. I think Festive Friends. That was what you guys voted on for next month's card club. So, just kind of be on my mailing list and you'll find out about all these things. All right, well, have a great evening, everybody. That's all for now. This is the Paper Chef. We'll see you again real soon.